Welcome to the X-Corner. I'm here adding mutation to the superhero crew again. I'll be covering the X-Comics for the week of November 28th, 2018. This week we have 3 comics. Dead Man Logan number 1 of 12, Return of Wolverine number 3, and Uncanny X-Men number 3. Spoilers, of course. We'll start with Dead Man Logan number 1 of 12, written by Ed Brisson, art by Mike Henderson. Old Man Logan is found nearly dead after his fight with Maestro by the X-Men. They bring him back to the X-Mansion, and after he finally heals after 11 days, he is given the diagnosis. He has 12 months to live. He is at peace with it, but has one last mission. He has to get the man responsible for him killing all the X-Men in his world, Mysterio. He goes to the bar with no name and beats up all the C-list villains to get a lead on where Mysterio is. He leaves with the barest of leads. However, Miss Sinister is there, and she gets the info by using telepathy. Logan finds a dead end, but Hawkeye shows up after hearing about the bar fight. He knows where Mysterio is, and after Logan explains to him what Mysterio did in his world, he agrees to go with Logan to get him. Miss Sinister gets there first, though. Mysterio is in a mental institution where he is happy to be left alone. Miss Sinister has plans for him. She saw in Logan's mind what Mysterio had done in his world. Now she plans to do the same here. He refuses to go until she says that Logan's on his way to kill him. Hawkeye and Logan get there, but the villains are gone. They find out Miss Sinister took him, and that she plans to use him to kill the X-Men. Meanwhile, Forge has found some tech on the dead Maestro, and invents a portal to the Wastelands. Back to Miss Sinister and Mysterio as they enter a mysterious base. It seems Miss Sinister is working for someone, Neo Hydra, and now they have the ultimate weapon, Mysterio. So this is the final series for Old Man Logan. The art here by Mike Henderson was almost Darwin Cook-like at times, and I really liked it. The facial expressions on Wolverine as he woke up from his coma was great. It's very cartoony, but if you're not going hyper detailed, I like this style. The story is a bit flawed in its premise, though, I believe. The reason Mysterio trick worked on Logan the first time was that he was totally unaware it was possible. Now that he knows it's possible, he can be on more guard. If they address that later, where they plan to use the trick on some other hero, then I accept that. But the threat of Mysterio isn't that threatening otherwise. Also, Old Man Logan is no Wolverine, and the X-Men would just knock his old ass out. Still like the idea of one last quest, and like seeing him team with his old, younger version of his pal Hawkeye. I don't think they can drag this plot through 12 issues, but I trust Ed Brisson to go places that are interesting. Also, wasn't Miss Sinister killed? I guess no one ever really dies. 7.5 out of 10. Then there's Return of Wolverine number 3, written by Charles Soule and art by Declan Shalvey. Now on to the OG Wolvie. The X-Men have located Wolverine and go to try and see what's up with him. They are immediately attacked by the people of Sotera City. Logan hears the melee and goes to help. He unfortunately has no memory of the X-Men and assumes they are attacking the people. The locked away facets of his psyche and his mind offer tips on beating them. He memorized a pattern to Nightcrawler's teleporting and knocked him out. He then jumps at Jean from behind, but as a flash of memory, it gives Iceman time to ice him before he can recover. Logan goes back to the mine jail for help, and even though Patch tells him not to, he lets the Berserker out. We then go back to reality to see the Hot Claws have cut Iceman in half. Another okay issue of the return, but unfortunately it just seems like these issues are way too far apart. This is the series that should have been weekly. I do love Shelby's art, and I understand it takes time, but they should have had them all in the can and released them faster. This issue also seems very short. We get quite a few pages of the X-Men deciding to go after Wolverine. We get a few pages with Persephone getting excited for the fight, and we get a few quick pages with Wolverine talking to his mind prisoners. I do love all those scenes, but it makes for a thin read. The facets of Wolverine's mind are very cool, though. I like all the versions bringing something different to him, and when they all get out, we can finally get Wolverine back. This is another okay issue, so 7 out of 10. I think it will read much better in trade, though. Lastly, we have Uncanny X-Men number 3, written by Ed Brisson, Matthew Rosenberg, and Kelly Thompson, with art by Yildiray Cinar. Jean's team is mopping up the dinosaurs, as Storm's team is getting decimated by Madrox. Jubilee and Northstar are hurt as Jean's team arrives to help. Back at the X-Mansion, the X-Kids let Legion in. He claims he wants to save the world. Jean and Psylocke combine forces to knock out the Madroxes, but this affects Legion back at the mansion, as he turns back into the Crazy Legion and attacks the X-Kids. The X-Men find Madrox Prime chained up, and he explains that Legion did it to him, and took over his dupes and put facets of his multiple personalities in them. That's why Legion went nuts all of a sudden, after they all came back to him. The X-Men rush back to the X-Mansion to find the X-Kid fighting Legion. He keeps trying to save them. Then angelic versions of the Blob, Magneto, Omega Red, and Angel show up. They claim to be the Horsemen of Life, Wellness, Bounty, and Peace, and they say they have to destroy the X-Men to end the war. Magneto then blows up the mansion. This was some extra X-Men goodness. We still don't know where the dinosaurs and wacky weather fit in, but we can assume it's the Horsemen. We did get a resolution to that crazy Madrox story, and I'm glad Madrox isn't nuts. He's back on the team, which is great. I also like the M. Night Shyamalan twist, where we get the reveal of Legion being behind the Madroxes, but then the second twist is that he wasn't really the bad guy. Unfortunately, the cover to the next issue is another spoiler, but since it's weekly, I can't complain too much. I do love Sinar's art, and he does the X-Men well. The scene of the X-Men jumping in against Legion was very dynamic. It's rare we get an artist that can do fights and talking scenes equally well, but Sinar pulls it off for sure. The writing is top-notch as it's been throughout the series so far. The plot is intricate but not confusing, and the characters' interactions feel real. Maybe some characters aren't getting any spotlight, like Polaris and Cannonball, who I forgot are even there, but hopefully we'll get something for them too. They're chosen to be on here for a reason, I assume. I like the idea of the anti-horsemen of the apocalypse, and when it gets revealed who is behind them, it'll make even more sense. I know, thanks to the spoiler cover. I'm loving this relaunch and cannot wait for more. 9 out of 10. Pretty good week. Uncanny is so good. I'm excited for the X-Men going forward. I'm enjoying the other series as they wrap up too, but I wish they had all ended and just had this for a bit, to reset it all. Extermination is so delayed now, that the Aftermath to Extermination issue will be out before the thing ends. That is just so ridiculous, and it really does tarnish the soft relaunch. I hope the editorial team gets their head out of their collective asses after this, and maybe actually plans these things better. Sorry, small rant there. We'll be back next week with some holiday fun, so that will be exciting. See ya there.